Well, we are live, so hopefully you can hear us. I don't know if you can hear Colin. He hasn't said anything yet. Colin, say something.
Hey, WFA.
In classic WFA fashion, we're about 15 minutes late getting the broadcast started. So we figured, it's a good luck charm. Seems to work for every other week for game time. So, someone in the chat, can you hear us? Do we sound okay? Are we too low? Anybody? Maybe that's a sign they can't hear us. I don't know.
I think they would let us know they got to see our lips moving.
I hope. It's like when you're in a Zoom call for work. And thanks, Art. Hey, Art joined the chat. I didn't see you in there earlier, so awesome. Welcome, Art.
Cool, cool.
No, it's like when you're on a Zoom chat at work, and all of a sudden, you have that same one person. It's like Debbie, you're muted. Yeah, that's. I was worried that would happen to us. Um, Colin, they want to know how you got into that beer.
You mean this one?
That one, the one behind you, I think, the big one.
Oh no! It's a giant bear. I had
So
no idea it
things
was
have
there.
things have gone terribly wrong. So,
Oh gosh.
episode 22 is live, and we're going to try to make sure that we are live from now on. But I want to explain a little bit about how things are going to go from here on out. So, basically, we're going to do the live stream, and then you'll be able to find it afterwards if you can't see it one week on Twitch. I'm going to try to upload everything to our YouTube channel as well. So if you don't follow us, it's just WFA News on YouTube. If you've seen us post in the chat plenty of times during games. And it's the same thing on Twitch, as you guys have found now. So make sure to follow us, and you'll see when we go live every week. But also, you can go back and watch an episode if you missed it. The other thing I'm going to try to do, and this is going to be a work in progress, but I'm pretty sure I can probably get it done, is I'm going to strip the audio out of our live stream and still try to post it through our podcast service as well. So if for some reason you can't sit down and watch it, you like to listen to it in the car when you're driving to work or school or wherever else, we'll still try to give you that option. Just might take us a little bit more time. It's not all going to be done tonight because, Colin and I both have work bright and early. So
Yeah.
Sunday nights at 8 o'clock, though, check us out. We are going to be consistently doing this. And if for some reason we can't for a week, like we've done in the past with the podcast, we will definitely let you know. And that way we don't waste your time looking for us to start an episode that doesn't exist. So, Colin, how's the week going?
It's getting better.
That was
I
a
had
sigh, man. That was a big sigh.
I had a really long, hard work week. I think I said on the last podcast I had planned 52 patients,
Mm-hmm.
and I ended up seeing 55. So it got a little bit busier than what I originally planned for, but that's okay because I see the light at the end of the tunnel because next Thursday I leave for the beach
Hey, that's awesome.
for the week. So um, I've just got a couple days. I think the girls are heading to see her mom on Tuesday. So then I have a couple days after work to be here at the house with nothing to do, but maybe hang out, play some video games, drink a little beer. So it'll be a good week. And then, of course, the beach. So, how
Very
about
good.
you?
So it's busy. We have a lot going on with work as well. Have some summer conferences going to be staying with us for a few days and things like that. So getting people moved in, some people moved out. Just a hectic time of year all around, trying to make sure that our facilities are good to go for the new students that will come in August. Just a lot going on. A lot going on.
Yeah.
I have planned a vacation. I am going to Vegas for the 11th time.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, but first time in 3 years. It's been a rough summers the past 2 3 years now with work stuff, with COVID, obviously.
Yeah.
So it's
Well, I remember me, you, and Derek planned a trip to Vegas last year,
and
and then
COVID happened.
we got surprised by COVID.
I
Yeah.
know. So I'm excited about that. Going the end of July. So if anybody is out there in that area, um, come stop by. Let's go to Las Vegas. So
Cool.
yeah,
You've earned it.
I don't feel like it some
You've earned
days,
it.
but after we get this live stream over with tonight for the first time, I'll feel like I've earned it.
So far, so
Stressful,
good. This looks
stressful,
great.
stressful.
It looks
We
fantastic.
have a lot of stuff that can go wrong. I'll tell you that, and it probably will. So that'll just add to the humor. So we're not going to have any transitions. We're not going to have, we're just going to go right through it here.
Yeah.
So I guess let's get started with talking about what we're going to talk about. So I'm going to go through real quick last week's wild card recap for the 4 games that were played. Go into some of the divisional round pick 'em or kick 'em and review how we did last week. Spoiler alert, it wasn't great for anybody last week. Talk a little bit about, and a section we haven't really discussed in a while, what's happening around the world. Colin was able to get some news in from everybody, so he's going to go through some of that. We have, of course, our power rankings for the remaining teams in the playoffs. So it's just going to be the remaining 8 teams. The other 12, we like you guys, but sorry. We're not going to go through that because it really wouldn't change week to week as we're not playing games.
Right.
And then a new section that I know we had talked about last week. I believe we talked about last week. I know you and I did, Colin. I don't remember if everyone else was involved or not. But our Q&A, where you guys get to put stuff in the chat, ask us questions, and we'll answer them on the air, and as long as they are appropriate.
Even if they aren't appropriate.
All right, that's fair. I mean, we have a history of, even if they're not appropriate, that's fine. And then lastly, we're still doing our unofficial sponsor, and so this, I think, is going to be a pretty good one, even though we didn't know necessarily what it was going to be until right before we clicked the go live button. So, but
we were like, "Oh crap, we forgot."
We talked about it earlier.
Sponsor.
We just forgot what we talked about. So, but nonetheless, so I guess let's just go in. And Colin had a suggestion for this, and I definitely agree. So wild card recap. We're gonna drink for every pick that we missed in the wild card round.
Yeah.
So, I have an idea of what that looks like as well. But going through just the order that we have it on here, no particular order. But we have the Miami Nightmares and the Jamaica Hummingbirds. Jamaica with a win here that was surprising to most, except for me. I did pick Jamaica.
I did not. I had
know.
more faith in Art than I should have put.
Well, no, props to Art for putting together a solid team who kicked the crap out of Montreal. But Jamaica took this one 37-20. New Orleans and Louisiana. So New Orleans and Louisiana, Colin, we both got wrong. It looks like Louisiana did win 19-17, and we predicted both Louisiana would win, but they did not cover the spread.
Yeah. Yep.
So
well,
spread
cheers.
Rules. Cheers. As if we need a reason to drink. And,
you can always find one.
Oh yeah, just look at the news. San Diego Gulls and the Omaha Marshals. Omaha putting up a great fight, and I know I've talked about Omaha time and time again, especially the past several weeks where they've really kind of started to show that they're a real football team. San Diego just is a powerhouse offensively, especially the passing game, but they took this one 59-38. Now, they beat them by 21 points, but they put up 38. And that's in a normal game, you're probably going to win that. So it looks like we both got that one right, picking San Diego, Colin. So we do not have to drink. However, if you'd like to, I'm ready.
I'll take a little sip for
Okay. And then last, but certainly not least, the Des Moines Corn Kings and the Salt Lake City Vipers. I believe, Colin, you were the one who called this one, siding with Zach here. Oh, no.
Well, I actually I said that Ross would win, but he wouldn't cover the spread.
And that's
what happened.
Well,
that's not what happened.
Ross lost, but Des Moines didn't cover the spread. So technically, you still won, even though you kind of said it backwards.
Right.
Okay, so then I have to drink for that one. Des Moines 30, Salt Lake City 26.
Sorry, Ross. Ross loses again first round of playoffs.
It's
tough for the Vipers.
It's a curse. So, that was pretty simple. That was pretty simple wild card recap. It's really weird only having 4 games instead of the normal 10. I know we talked about that a little while back as well, that things are just getting shorter and shorter as we narrow these teams down here going into the playoffs. Or going through the playoffs, rather. So, divisional round, pick 'em or kick 'em. Colin, it says to ask you, let's get spicy with something extra.
I have a spicy note for you. A surprise.
Oh, okay.
You're a little behind on the pick 'em or kick 'em.
No, really?
Right? A little bit.
Yeah,
what,
just a bit.
10? Is it by 10?
Right now it is 12.
12. Okay, well, I wanted to throw you a bone here and I wanted to add a little bit to it. So, my idea was we do our regular pick 'em or kick 'em that's worth 1 point, but then we also put in what we anticipate the score to be. And if you get it on the nose, you get a certain amount of points. So, let's say
Hmm.
if you guess the score perfectly, you get 10 points,
Right.
which could bring you back in the game.
Right.
What do you think?
So I have to guess the score correctly.
Yeah.
Do I just
If you
have to? Okay,
guess,
now maybe I missed this because I was thinking, but do I have to guess the whole game score, or do I have to guess just the winning team's score?
if we just guess the winning team's score, we'll reduce the point value to 5.
Okay, so I can get 50% credit.
Yep. Sound good?
Okay, I'm gonna try my best on this one.
All
Oh,
right. You're going to need to.
I,
You're going to need to.
I've needed to for a little while apparently.
All right.
All right, so but
Let's
you're
do it.
gonna have to keep track of this because I'm gonna go through these slides here.
Okay.
So all right, so we're gonna go. Let's go into the divisional round, pick 'em or kick 'em, and let's bring this up here.
This is the first time we have not been favored in season 6.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just don't. This is
So I'll
interesting.
just go ahead and start. So just for my regular pick 'em or
Yeah,
kick 'em, you know that I have to take Montreal.
that's your blessing and curse.
Yeah, I mean, I think that we're gonna win, and if we win, we beat the spread. So go ahead and give me that. Um, I also feel like if we're going to do well, which I hope we do, we're going to score at least 30 points. So I want you to put, I want you to go ahead and put Montreal down, and then I'm going to go ahead and write in here my point value. I think that we are going to score 34 points.
Okay. Are you putting that? You're putting in the spreadsheet.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah. So my thought process looking at these matchups was not dissimilar for what you're talking about with Jamaica and Montreal. I think yeah, the last game was offensively it was a struggle in the beginning for Jamaica, but obviously they made up for it, and then we just could not do anything in the second half.
Yeah.
So I'm obviously going to go with Montreal,
Sure.
but I think that this could be a big game for us for Montreal. It's been a while since we put up significant points. So, but I do think it's going to be close.
Hmm.
I'm going to say Montreal 42,
Okay.
Jamaica 35. I'm going to keep it within a touchdown. But I think it's going to be a high
Technically,
scoring game.
technically you don't have to guess their points because of what we decided to do. You just have to guess the winning team's point
Okay,
value,
that works.
42.
That works.
So,
Yeah, I'm saying
okay.
42 here.
And we both have Montreal.
We both have Montreal, but that's just the way things
Of course,
tend
we
to
have
be.
Montreal. Why wouldn't we?
Why wouldn't we? So on to the next matchup here. We should have, yep, Des Moines Corn Kings and the Oklahoma Regulators. Oklahoma getting a negative 3.5 for the spread here. Um, what? You go ahead. Go ahead. What do you think?
Yeah. Well, let me go ahead and start off by saying that Zach has been, I mean, he surprised me last week. He did really well against Ross and the Vipers. Um, but Scott has had 2 weeks to prepare.
Yep.
And I think that if he gets on a roll, he's going to be able to cover that spread. I mean, I think most people, including myself, have Scott going to the Gin Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to pick Oklahoma covering the spread. I think Oklahoma's going to put up 39 points.
Wow, that's it.
Yep. I
Oh,
mean, that's still a lot.
it's still
That's
a
still a
lot, but for a
lot.
team like Oklahoma, it's definitely like a slower game for them. You know, anything
And
under 40 something, 50 something points.
I think they're going to score 39 points.
Okay, and you know, Des Moines is not a force to be, or I guess they're no one to underestimate. Let's put it that way. They're not a team that should really be underestimated. I'm going to go the opposite direction here. I think I'm going to take the Corn Kings.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
going to take the Corn Kings. I think, you know, with that plus 3.5 especially, So now let me say, are we going to calculate it what the actual raw score is, or are we including the spread number as well? Because I can't
No, just
guess it
just
to a
just the
half a
raw
point.
score. Just
Okay.
the raw score.
Okay, I was say I can't guess that half a point. That's gonna be a tough one.
No.
So I'd say Des Moines. You know, seeing what they're capable of throughout the season, I'm gonna say that they are going to put up.
You're really trying hard to catch me, aren't you?
I am. I'm trying hard to get you. Um, I keep going back to the same couple of numbers, but I'm gonna say they're gonna put up 45 points.
45.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that because I would say if you said what 39, is that what you said
39. Yep.
for the regulators?
Yeah.
Even if the regulators would have put up 39, I think Des Moines might be able to outgun them, so to speak.
Yeah.
I think this could be the upset of the playoff season. And just like that, Scott Stover's in the chat. Hey, Scott.
There he is.
Uh,
We're using your new logo, buddy.
yeah, right. Just in time. So, moving on to the next matchup here, it looks like we're going to have the San Diego Gulls and the Green Bay Wolfpack. Liam Hammer coming back home once again. We know how that went the first time around. The Gulls get -3.5. Colin,
Yeah.
I leave this on your doorstep.
So I I mean obviously San Diego is the favored team, but I know that San Diego is a team that I'm really nervous about, and I do not want to see them any further in the playoffs. So I'm going to pull for Green Bay to win this game.
Wow.
I'm taking Green Bay, and I think Green Bay is going to put up some big points. They're going to have to. Um, I think they're going to put up 42 points.
They're going to put up 42 points?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the Gulls put up 59 last week against the Marshals. I'm not comparing the Marshals to the Wolfpack. However, the Marshals being the diamond in the rough team that they have been the past several weeks, past better, I guess, the last half of the season. I'm going to go with the Gulls. Liam Hammer, I am all in for your team here. I think they're going to put up significant points again. I think they maybe not 59 points, but let's say 56 points.
Oof. Okay.
I
56 points
I
for the
think
Gulls.
I'm trying in my head. I'm doing like football math. Like, hey, how's that happening? But no, I think that I think 55 or 56 points. Let's go with
Okay.
yeah for the goals. I think that they're gonna because they did the same thing to the Wolfpack last time they played. It was a pretty decisive victory. So
That's true. That's true.
we'll see. Maybe Jake's had a long time now to study film since the first time they've played each other. And to kind of figure out what might work on defense to keep that San Diego passing game at bay. So we'll see. And last but certainly not least, we have our fourth matchup here, and that is the
Hmm.
Louisiana Steamers against the Memphis Tribe. Memphis getting -4.5. Memphis favored here. Man, the Steamers taking out the two-time, well, I guess the last two-time defending champion of the Gen Bowl in
Yeah.
New Orleans. So that's significant.
It is significant. And I don't know. I think that Memphis is the better team. However, I feel like Louisiana is going to play them close. So
Right.
it's this spread makes it tough. Um, I actually think I'm going to go with Louisiana, Colin Pierce, and the Louisiana Steamers to cover the spread. I don't have them winning the game,
You just have
but
them covering the spread.
I think they'll cover the spread.
Okay. So it's been a minute since we've seen Memphis play.
Yeah,
But
they've had a couple weeks
I
to
know
prepare.
I gotta go with Memphis here. I think Memphis is just a solid team. They had like one or two games. They lost to us once, and they lost somewhere else in the line. I can't remember to fall to 10-2. But still, that's a phenomenal record, and they're
Yeah,
not very shaky often. They're not come from
no,
behind wins. They don't have come from behind wins like Montreal. They don't let people stay too close. So I think that Memphis is going to. I think they could pick apart the Steamers. I do think it's obviously going to be a closer game though than not. So I'm gonna go with Memphis here, and I think Memphis is going to put up. I'm gonna say 35 points.
Okay, so you've got 35 on Memphis. I
I
did
do.
not put a number down for Louisiana, so
Right.
you've got 35. For Louisiana, I think that it's going to be a lower scoring game. I've got Louisiana at 27.
Do you? Okay. That's fair. All All right.
Right.
Well,
Well,
we'll just have to wait and see how things go with that, won't we?
it's going to be an exciting week.
Oh, for
I'm ready to
sure.
play. I'm ready to play Jamaica for the third time.
Yeah. It's definitely a great matchup. I know we talked to Jordan last, or I got to talk to Jordan last Sunday, and he sounds like he really has his stuff together as an owner of a team, and yeah, I think it's really cool. Like I think I touched on before, he lives in Jamaica, and that's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
Um,
that's cool.
yeah. So, but so I know, Colin, you want to talk a little bit about the analytics team and their TIAS system. I'll let you go ahead and discuss that because I really don't know a lot about it either. So I'll listen.
Sure. So, I mean, there's really nothing specific for me to talk about other than Liam has been working really hard on trying to find a way to level the playing field when it comes to progression.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think it's obvious for the owners to understand and realize that if you got a team that completely favors the pass, like Green Bay, um, who only passes the ball, that you're going to get a quarterback and a wide receiver that progresses every season.
Mm-hmm.
And they're trying to find a way to prevent that, so that it's not such a it's not there's not such a way to exploit it like there has been the last season or two.
Sure, that makes sense.
So basically, this is a way to reduce, like for instance, for a quarterback, you reduce them to 400 attempts,
Mm-hmm.
and it also calculates in their interceptions, their completion rate, all that kind of stuff. But Liam is working on a way to even the playing field so that even if somebody has, let's say, 500 attempts, it also calculates in the 20 interceptions that come along with it.
Right.
So it's not just about yardage. It's not just about that sort of stuff. It calculates everything. So it should be a way to even things out. They're still figuring out all the details when it comes to offensive linemen because they're wanting to start progressing those players and that sort of thing. But, anyways, a lot of hard work getting put in by the new commissioner. So, shout out to new commissioner Liam Hammer for all his
Yeah.
hard work and getting some notice with that.
Yeah, especially because his girlfriend's in town. He's very excited about that.
Are people
So
talking about me being bald in here?
I don't think so.
Yes, they are.
Aw. Yeah, they said
Right. Scott Stover says Collins bald. Didn't see that coming.
who took your hair,
What?
Colin?
Did I not sound bald in the DMs, Scott?
They've seen pictures of
Jeez.
you. Hey, they saw Jake's present that he won. So
Uh,
jeez.
but yeah. But anyways, that's going to be cool to see that coming in for
Okay.
progressions. It shouldn't change much, but it'll just change a couple things here and there.
Sure. Okay. Well, I guess that moves us on to what's happening around the world. So I know, Colin, you've been gathering data here, so I'll
I've
let you
got
come
some
through.
stuff.
You got
It's been a
stuff.
while
It
since
has
we've
been.
had what's going on around the world. Football Alliance. Am I right? So basically, up first, we have some news from Green Bay and the Wolfpack. Jake says that we could possibly be looking at some new uniforms going into season 7. What do you guys think about that? Huh? Does anybody care? I don't.
Another set of new uniforms for Jake. I mean,
He always has uniform.
yeah.
He has a different uniform every week. It's
I
not
don't know
like
how they
it
have the
matters.
money to keep buying all these, but
Anyways, good luck to Jake. um, also, I
ooh,
did want to mention here about the D League coming up. My understanding is D League was supposed to start this week, but with a few things, trying to get roster files taken care of and streaming scheduled, that's been postponed a little bit. So um, they're planning on starting the D League the week after the Gin Bowl and Toilet Bowl are over. So that way, mostly the commissioners have time to rest and make
mm,
plans going forward. Um, I do want to give a shout out to the 6 D League coaches. We have Jess, who was part of Montreal for a little bit. Hope you start feeling better, Jess. We've been praying for you, thinking of you. We also have Ryder. We have Enigma, Thomas Noble, Blake Sellers, and Jim Copeland Jr. Those guys are going to all be coaches in the D League, trying their hand, proving themselves, and hopefully trying to become a new owner of the WFA in the future. So, good luck to those guys. We're excited to see what you guys can do with the new prospects coming into season 7. And also, just wanted to give a big thanks to Coach Barr and DB for heading up the D League. I think it'll be fun to watch. I'm excited about the international teams. I think that's cool considering we're the World
Mm-hmm.
Football Alliance. I like seeing teams from Dublin and Madrid and London and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. And then I got a message from Alex Darr. So we've got some news coming in from Detroit. I don't know if I mean, this seems pretty specifics, but I'm going to share it anyway because he gave it to me. But just so you guys know, Alex Starr has taken season 6 personally, and he's tired of getting booty stomped, and he wants everybody to know that he's planning on going back to a 3-4 defense. He is going to start building his passing game off of short passes and intermediate passes, and having a more even run pass ratio, so he can be more unpredictable, which seems counterintuitive considering I'm telling you what he's planning on doing. Also,
So
he will
stop him if you can.
he will be looking at the D League closely this offseason for offensive and defensive linemen. And then he's also interested, if anybody's out there looking for an offensive coordinator position, Detroit is hiring. They are looking for somebody to turn him around. That could be a good job opportunity, Ryan.
For sure. The one thing I will say, going back to the D League and talking about the timing of when they're starting, I think it's for the best, I think, that they do start after the season is over for the WFA, simply because then, it gives those of us who are already in the WFA, it gives us something to support as well as we go into kind of the off season. It also doesn't take away viewership. You're not battling for different nights to show games and all that stuff. So I think it works out. It's working out for the best.
So it'll be good. I just want to make one more plug in there. I don't know if Logan's listening. I doubt he is. But if he is, I really want to push that. I've been working on some uniforms for the toilet bowl, and I really want to see those go through. They don't really follow the away team wears white, but I think dark brown and light brown would be a good enough contrast for the toilet bowl uniforms. So if you're listening, Logan, please consider taking my toilet bowl uniforms.
All right. Now that segment's over.
And that's what's happening around the world.
Yeah. So that's everything. No, that's great. Keep sending us your news. Keep sending us your different things that you're gonna be doing with your team, whether it's going into next season or if you're a playoff team and you want to announce something you're doing for the playoffs. Haven't had any promotional things from the Des Moines Corn Kings in a while, so we'll see how that that is if there's some playoff promotions going on. I don't know. Zach may want to let us know about that. But I'll answer a question right now. Scott Stover asked why my background is not beer. My background is not beer because I do not have a wall behind me. Colin made a green screen by taping a bunch of green poster board to his wall, and
$6.
it looks phenomenal. So he can do stuff like that.
That's right.
I need to get a standalone green screen. I just haven't gotten there yet. But eventually my background might be beer as well, or it might be something different. We might change them every week. Still, it's a work in progress. We're not sure. So I think it's time that we go through and do a little bit of the power rankings for season 6. Talk a little bit about those.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this might get a little chippy here. We'll see how it goes.
8 teams left, baby.
That's right. 8 teams left. So, give me 1 second. So we are going to start as we have. So in this case, it'll be from number 8, and we'll work our way back up to who number 1 is. I'm going to try to see if I can keep this on my screen here, Colin, so I can help read some of these.
Yeah, you're fine.
We'll see how it goes. Work in progress, folks. So, starting out here At number 8 is actually the Des Moines Corn Kings. And it looks like Mr. Hammer and Mr. Holdorf both had kind of rated them at number 8. Um, and Liam says that he thinks the team might be too low. Um, but I know that Zach said real surprise here after the upset of the Vipers last week. Does this team have the talent to beat the Regulators again? Stay tuned to find out. As we were talking about our pick 'em or kick 'em comp, I did forget that they beat them the last time around. Des Moines
Yeah,
beat the
yeah,
Regulators. So, what are your
that's
thoughts here?
that's true. Um, I mean, I don't know. I feel like maybe they are the lowest team, but I feel like I don't know. I'm scrolling up and down through this list. I mean, I think that's accurate. And just because they're eighth doesn't mean they're a bad team.
Right,
It's
of
just that
course.
it's just that they're not the best team to root for right now.
Right, and that
But
makes sense.
I hope they prove us wrong.
Well, and I think they will. I think as I don't know. I have faith in Des Moines actually just causing a major upset, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. So moving on, to number
Yeah.
7 here,
All
team
right.
near and dear to
Number
your heart.
7. Well, it's I mean not my heart, but my name. Number 7, we have Louisiana Steamers. Liam says that they have some tricks up their sleeve. I don't know what he knows, but Colin Pierce is ready more than ever. He's primed, he's focused, he's ready to get that win against Memphis. Zach says low scoring game last week, but pulled out with a win. It's almost guaranteed that a commish wouldn't be in the Gin Bowl, but then they decided to name a guy Liam as commish, which is
Yeah,
true. I mean, I feel like
unfortunate
if
timing,
you're a
isn't it?
conspiracy theorist,
Right. Oh, and I am.
um, then we're all thinking that this is desperation from the commissioners.
Well, it's funny you mentioned the goals here because they are here at number 6. The next one on deck, San Diego goals, and Liam's only comment is what Zach said. Um, only 59 points got put up by this team. Expect more this week when they travel to Green Bay for a divisional game. Is what Zach's comment was. I agree. I said that before. I think the goals, putting up 59 points, it seems like something that they just do on a regular basis, or at least high scoring games. So I think they've made a career out of it, and they're going to do it again in Green Bay,
Yeah,
unless, like I said, Jake figured out a way to really shut them down. But we'll have to wait and see.
yeah.
Anything to add on that before we go to the next one?
No, let's go ahead and move on to number 5. This one I'm surprised by. We have number 5, the Jamaica Hummingbirds. The reason I'm surprised by this is because they're favored. So why are they behind Montreal is my question.
Yeah.
So it seems like Hammer and Zach both ranked them 5 or lower here, but they settled here at number 5. Liam says, "Can the Hummingbirds get an upset again? We will see." Montreal has had 2 weeks to plan for the winner of Miami Jamaica, so I'm feeling good about it. Obviously, being the owner of Montreal, but Zach says surprising win over Miami Nightmares last week, gets them a date with the Montreal Berserkers, and it is at home. So
You know, props to Jamaica. Like I said, if they can come through, they beat a tough team in Miami last week, and if they beat Montreal again, which obviously I am not a fan of, I want I'd love to win a Gen Bowl, especially the first year our team is a thing, but. What a story for the Hummingbirds, to
yeah,
come through and beat two real solid teams to get into the thick of the playoffs.
Liam says that he forgot Jamaica was favored. So that's why
Hey, at least he's honest. I'll give him that.
Oh, that's
That's what we
funny.
respect around here with WFA Productions.
And everybody's saying that Jamaica Hummingbirds logo looks like a duck. I think they need to give them a break.
I
They
think
have
you
a.
look at a picture of a hummingbird though. Like I don't know what else you can really do with that beak. You can't make it too
I
thin. You
just
have to
want to
go thick.
say, in Jordan's defense, I absolutely love the logo and the idea of a hummingbird for a football team.
Well, and you heard it last week. It's their national bird.
I think it's fantastic,
So why wouldn't you use it?
and their colors are great. It's a great idea. It's great branding.
Yeah, I agree. Great job, Jordan. We'll defend you.
Yeah,
Moving on to number 4, as you saw a second ago, and I accidentally hit the button. The Green Bay Wolfpack. Liam says that he's slightly scared. but also I know I have the ultimate armor in a commish. I'm a commish.
I'm a commissioner.
Auto Gen Bowl, he said. Man, if he wins the Gen Bowl, which nothing against San Diego is a phenomenal team
Yeah,
after the first 3 games of the season. I just think that it would be kind of sketchy if you win a Gen Bowl now. They should have waited to name you commissioner until afterwards,
that's
or
true.
or told the public because it would really be a kick to the groin. Um, so Zach says about Green Bay, this is going to be the best game this round. So them and the goals both have really good offenses and below average defenses. So a lot of points will be put on the board in this one. I hope you lose.
I'm excited about the game. I do think it's a good story.
It
So I
is.
want to,
Oh, for
yeah,
sure.
I'm excited to watch him play.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
do you want to do the honors talking about number 3 here, Colin?
Yes, let's move up north to number 3 here. We have the 10-2 Montreal Berserkers. Are they ranked too high at number 3? Let's see what everybody says. But Liam Hammer says Colin and Ryan have good stuff here. Zach says, can you prevent the Hummingbirds from pulling another upset? Stay tuned and find out. And you know what? That's true. I mean, they came and they beat us at home. That last game of the season was at home.
Yeah,
They brought it. Um, Jamaica has a good team.
they do.
Um,
And I don't think it was an upset because I think Jamaica's a good team. It would be different if, like, no offense to Alex Dar, but if Detroit came in and destroyed Montreal, that's an upset. But
yeah,
I think that was just a hard fought game by a good team, and the best team won that day.
definitely, definitely.
So
But we're hoping that we're gonna pull this one off.
we'll see
So
how it goes.
let's go berserk.
All right. On to number 2, and that is the Memphis Tribe. All Liam says is DB and his new laptop. I know. Congratulations, DB, for the new
Yeah,
laptop.
looks good.
Great. Now you can help stream. Zach, I know that's what the commissioners would say. I am not a commissioner, so if Montreal wins, Colin and I are not commissioners. And if anybody tries to tell us we're commissioners, we're not accepting until after the Gen Bowl.
Yep.
And Zach says we've got a good matchup here. Should be fun to watch. And for sure, it definitely should be. I think Louisiana is a team. I don't know if they surprised many people. I'm not sure what the buzz has been, whether it has been or hasn't been about Louisiana, but they've been just consistent. And so is
Yeah.
Memphis.
Hmm.
And so that's just gonna be naturally a good game because they're just two good consistent teams who are gonna fight this out. So
Yeah. Yeah. I think the game of the week is going to be between San Diego, Green Bay, and Memphis, Louisiana.
right,
So they're both going to be good games to watch, fun games to watch.
sure.
So
Well, number one, last certainly not least, and he'll
number
tell you the
one,
same.
is Scott Stover still in the chat?
I'm
Is
sure
he
he
here to
is.
listen to me tell him that his team is ranked number one in the not the San Diego analytics team, but the analytics
Analytics team.
team? Liam says, "I hope you lose to the Corn Kings. Corn Kings rock."
Wow. Zach was just on here earlier saying they sucked. He said his own team was terrible. They suck.
Zach says that this is a clear number one in his opinion. They have a tough matchup. Not surprised with the Corn Kings, who have already beat the Regulators once this year, and that's a good
Right.
point as well. Um, we we don't know what's going to happen in this divisional round.
No,
You are
it's
going to want to
crazy.
make sure that you stay tuned this week.
Yeah, you gotta watch. Like, this is something like I'm watching every game this week as long as I'm available to, or I'll go back and rewatch it because there are some like crazy matchups, and then next week we really get into some really big games because all 8 of these teams are just crazy
Yeah, good teams, all have a chance.
for sure. I think it's gonna be something. I'm excited. I know I'm excited to see how this week plays out. I didn't get a chance to tune in as much last week as I would have liked to because I was busy in the evenings and just I was at work late and stuff like that. But
Yeah,
I do want to go back and watch certain games, especially San Diego and Omaha. I think it's probably a good one to watch. 59-38. I mean, that's a high scoring game. So that's wrapped up season 6 power rankings. So I guess I don't know, Colin. I guess we should do it. So
let's do it.
let's do it. So Q&A plus, as Colin labeled it on here, plus suggestions, of course. If you guys have some questions you want us to answer in real time, we're gonna give a few minutes here. If you have some suggestions, we'll mull over and discuss in real time for what you'd like to see on the live stream, for things we could do better, in the segments we did. I
Yeah, for
think this
sure.
probably went as well as we could have expected, and I hope it's the same when I go watch it back later. Um, but here we are. It is 8:54, 5:54 if you're Liam Hammer. Um, and yeah, so what questions do you have for us? We already answered
Yeah.
the beer question. Colin's hair. We don't know where that went.
Live interviews. That's a good point.
Yeah,
We've talked about that. We're trying to figure out the logistics of that. Right
just
now
the
we're
best way to
using
do it. Yeah,
Yeah, right now we're using Zoom because Discord was giving us fits. But we are going to work on that. So that's true. We do want to get back to live
yeah.
interviews.
And I think I mentioned something in the podcast last week and said, we're not going to be doing any like owner spotlights or anything like that for the time being because we're just figuring out the mechanics of everything. Getting Colin in here, where we're not in the same place recording, is a little bit. It's difficult enough, especially then bringing in a third person adds to the mix. But I have some ideas. I think there's some certain things we can use that will definitely make that happen.
Yep, definitely.
Oh
We'll
yeah,
get some
sorry Zach,
people.
it's not a Bush Dog Brew. Um, yeah, This is it's a Miller Lite, which is why I've always been a big promoter of Miller Lite on the podcast. Who has the better beard, Colin or Ryan? Oh, Colin for sure. Colin's
Well, if
beard has
this if
always been
this is a if
phenomenal.
this is a current question, I think Ryan's got me on the short beard, but I can grow out a decent beard.
Colin has some like sweet like elf and gnome jeans.
My gnome genes.
Yeah,
You don't even know me.
yeah. You don't know me. Um, what is the easiest way to start a podcast? Skill.
Oh,
Uh,
That's
Anchor.
Anchor.
Yeah, that's a
Shout out
trivia
to
question,
Anchor.
isn't it?
Definitely the easiest way to make a podcast, as Ryan would say.
It's true. No, but for real, like Colin and I didn't know anything. It's funny because we were talking about this earlier, so I'll share a quick 5 minute friend story between Colin and myself. But Colin's like, I like going back and listening to the first episode of the podcast because it just shows
Yeah.
how far we've come and how much better we've gotten at it. And hopefully you guys agree. I don't know, but same thing with this live stream. This is episode one, technically the live stream, but it will get better as we learn more, technologically what we're doing with things, and
Yeah.
just get more creative with things. But you know, we had no idea what we were doing with the podcast, and we were kind of searching around online, and we were like, hey, how do you even start doing this? How can we record with bringing in each other, knowing that we are not in the same room? We can't really be in the same room 9 times out of 10, or even less than that. And so we found there's a program called Clean Feed, which is actually what we use if you've ever been on before and we've interviewed you. Clean Feed is the system we use, and then Anchor is the app that I use to go ahead and do edits, to add music to things, and so on and so forth, and to get it actually published and spread across like iTunes, Spotify, you know, Google Play, and all that stuff. So yeah, that is the long and short of it. But any other questions? And no, everyone's really.
Looks like there's a question in here about who has the worst uniforms in the playoffs, and I feel like that's an easy answer. It seems like it's already been answered in the chat. Um, it would be a more difficult question if Phoenix had snuck its way into the playoffs, but alas, we are left with Green Bay and Jake's disastrous, infamous uniforms.
Hey, there's new ones next year.
I love it. I love them. I think it's awesome. I mean, that's what makes playing all pro football great is that you can have
There's
like the
so many different
craziest.
things to do with uniforms. Yeah,
Yeah.
like more than any other football game or any other like sports game I think I've ever played. The intricacy and just how hard it is to get it right. I remember because I don't know if anyone knows this, but Colin, Derek, and myself had a design competition to make our O Canada uniforms, the red and white ones that we wore on Canada Day the other week, and or the week of Canada Day, which was a Monday, and
It was Victoria Day.
or Victoria Day. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
And so we actually brought in DB to try to be the judge, and he was just not. He was too
He was
impartial.
he was
Like
confused.
he was, yeah.
He was
So
like, "What's
thanks
going
DB
on
for
here?"
helping, but we wound up just actually like jumping all online, and we just like screen shared and made one together, and that's what the final product was. But yeah, so I mean, it's really difficult to design uniforms. No joke.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially ones that look good in the game, because they look good like when you're creating the individual segments, but then when you go to play and you're like, oh,
That's true. That's one thing
I
that I
can't see
wish all
names,
pro
I can't see
football.
logos,
Yeah,
whatever. Yeah,
I wish they did a better job where you could like zoom in and out as you were creating, instead of only seeing like one certain section of the uniform as you make it. So that's
definitely.
something that they should. I
Maybe
mean,
if they
can't they go back and edit a
hey,
12 year
they'll
old
come out with
game
an
and
update for
update
us.
it? Yeah, why can't they do that? It's that.
Oh, hey, while we're waiting on some questions coming, Colin, you want to talk a little bit about what your project was yesterday with sponsors?
Oh yeah, so yesterday I
I was
decided
thinking
that
because of
I'm,
APF that like tipped me off.
as much as I love having unofficial sponsors, I really want an official sponsor. Just to say we have officially been sponsored by somebody, anybody. So I
Krispy
reached out.
Kreme.
I have a trucker hat of Krispy Kreme. I got it for Christmas. But anyways, I try to think, out of anybody, who's going to give us a sponsor? And I thought, you know what? Ham's beer, because who else cares about Ham's beer besides us? I can't think of anybody.
Oh,
So we've reached out to a couple. We've reached out to Ham's beer.
Bush Talk
We've
Brew.
we've reached out to um, Bud Light Seltzer and Bud Light Lemonade, and then the
Those are
third
good.
one, I can't remember who the third one
There
was.
was well, if you did you reach out to 2K Sports?
Yeah, it was 2K Sports.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because I
for
said I
running
was like,
all
well,
pro
we use
football.
All Pro Football 2K8. I said so. Why
That's
don't we just
right.
reach out to 2K Sports and see?
Yeah, so I sent an email and I kind of lied and said like, "Hey, we have hundreds of viewers and that sort of thing,"
Prove
but
us right. Tell your friends.
tell your friends. But yeah, so we're trying to get some official sponsors. So if you guys have any idea of somebody local or national who would want to sponsor a small podcast, let us know.
Spam.
Spam.
That's a good one. I don't think I've ever had it, but I can pretend. So Q&A. I think we'll wrap that up. Thank you guys for your questions. Think of some for next week, and we'll continue to do this. Um, Diamond Joe Casino. Zach, is that where you work?
Is that where you work? Yeah, that'd be cool.
I'm all about casino sponsorships. I love it. I'm all about that. So, well, Colin, I guess give the people what they want. We're talking sponsorships. How about the unofficial sponsor of this week?
I don't know how to bring it up. I know what it is, but I don't really know how to bring it there. You're good at that.
Well, this is something that Colin, Derek, myself play actually
Yeah,
lately often since we found the digital version on
we've
PC,
played it a lot this
on
week.
computer, yeah. Um, and crab juice. Sorry, I'm just reading some sponsor ideas. Crab juice. That's a good one. Um, but we play this game all the time. Colin is a master at it. So is Derek, and I'm lucky to win a game every dozen games or so,
Decade.
every
Oh.
decade. Yeah, something like that. And that is Settlers of Catan.
Mm,
Settlers of Catan, if you like playing board games with your friends, but then also like to lose your friends because of the board games you play, that's
yeah.
Settlers of Catan. We've had one of many argument over moves in Catan and other people's decisions when playing the game. That Monopoly. I mean, Monopoly is
Yeah.
not much better, but
I mean, Settlers of Catan, when you like to get a lot of wood, Settlers of Catan.
okay. When you like to get a lot of wood around sheep, when you like to have a flock of sheep, and you do with it what you will. But anyway, yeah, that was our lame attempt at an unofficial sponsor this week, I
We
guess.
really didn't put enough work into it. That's
We've
the
been so busy trying to make sure like all the logistical things were right that we're like unofficial sponsor. Hey, we're playing Settlers of Catan. How about that? Oh, goat soap. That's a classic. Yeah, Zach,
that's
absolutely.
true.
Goat soap for sure.
Mhm.
Um,
Feeling dirty? Goat soap.
hey, you feeling dirty after a good night with a couple of sheep? Goat soap. Gross. Anyway,
Man, this went well.
it did. It went better
This
than I
went really
expected.
well.
I was stressed. I was stressed.
Good job, Ryan. Thanks for putting all this together.
Hey, I, 50-50. We shared the labors of this. The graphics and stuff, the majority of the graphics anyway were done by you. The only
That's
thing that
easy.
was done by me was the window
Production.
that we're in right now, the
Yeah,
production stuff,
you
like
did the
the
production.
ordering of things. But
Good work.
and we selected music together.
Yeah. So I hope you guys liked it. Hope you guys liked the music, um, and enjoyed our time. Let us know if you like this better or if you like the podcast better. We're not, our feelings aren't hurt any way or either way. We just want to make sure we're doing what you guys like. So we thought this would be fun, a little more interactive.
It's
Um,
definitely interactive, and that's
it
what I
is.
like about it. Like I see everyone in the chat here. Thank you guys for coming out, by the way, for the first episode. And it's what 1, 2, 3, like 12 people in the chat
Yeah,
right now.
that's great.
And thank you guys for the support. And we like talking to you, get your feedback. Give us a hard time live instead of having to
Yeah.
wait till we post the episode and you listen to it. So
Yep.
I love the live stream. Thanks, Zach. So, well, I guess it's time to wrap things up. Um, so it's a little laggy. Like, is the speech and video laggy? Like, our mouths don't line up with what's being said?
There's a little lag between what we say and what they hear. So we'll see if they.
Yeah. And that's something that we're trying to work on. Okay. Yeah, we were playing around with that. It was actually worse than what I think we're doing right now. So we'll work on some ideas to see if we can change that. But if not, hopefully it's not too bad. But this is gonna be a good game this week. So, but
Yeah.
all right. Well, thank you
It's
guys
been
for
a
the
lot of
support.
fun.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's definitely fun.
Give us a follow on Twitter. Send
Twitter,
us an email if you're bored.
YouTube, email us. We'll put up our Twitter handle and our email after we wrap up here for a few seconds if you don't have it already. But also, this is our Twitch account. Follow us on Twitch. Um, and like I said, our YouTube is just WFA News. If you search it, it should come up. And so I'll try to upload this onto our YouTube channel as well. So if you miss things in future weeks, we will we'll make sure that you can catch up on things. So
Yep. And for those of you asking what the email is, just stay tuned to the end of the episode. We're
yep,
gonna put up a graphic here with all of our information.
yep. All right, folks. Well, have a great week. Have a good rest of your Sunday, especially for those of you who are on the West Coast and it's still dinner time. It's 9 o'clock here. It's almost bedtime for Colin.
Yes, it is.
All right, folks. Have a great week, and we will catch you next week. So stay tuned for some more awesome stuff.
Love you guys.
All right. Bye.